जीवन का आधार न समझो, जिसको देश प्रेम कहते हैं तुम उसको व्यापार न समझो। 4 वेद 6 शास्त्र में बात लिखी है दोए, दुख दीने दुख होता है और सुख दीने सुख होए। ग्रंथ पंथ सब जगत के बात बतावे तीन, राम हृदय मन में गया तन सेवा में दी। क्योंकि ये जो है अभी तक बहुत आशिकी की बातें भी चल रही थी, तो कवि कहता है कि नजरें बदल गई तो नज़ारे बदल गए, नजरें बदल गई तो नज़ारे बदल गए, जब किश्ती का रुख बदला तो किनारे बदल गए। ये दृष्टिकोण बदलने वाली बात है, सोच बदलने वाली बात है। तो ये समय की मर्यादा को देखते हुए मैं आप सब लोगों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ, आयोजकों को बधाई देता हूँ, क्योंकि हमेशा लक्ष्य सामने रखना चाहिए। कहते लक्ष्य ना ओझल होने पाए, कदम मिलाकर चल और मंजिल तेरे पग चुमेगी, आज नहीं तो कल। लेकिन लक्ष्य करने से बात नहीं बनेगी। कहते हैं लक्ष्य तक पहुंचे बिना पथ में पथिक विश्राम कैसा, हार बैठे जो डगर में तो पथिक उसका नाम कैसा।
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. To share his views with the Shri Anil Kumar Sharma, sir.
Good afternoon, respected principal sir, all the teachers, workshop instructors, retired teachers with whom we have studied, and all my alumni friends. First of all, let's look at the date, 13th of March. A lot of people say 13th of March is a very inauspicious, 13th as a date is a very inauspicious thing. But for me it is very auspicious because I am able to see a lot of my teachers after so many number of years. 30 years I would say. I left this college in 1986 and now it's 2016. 30 years is a long time, and as principal sir said, let's reminisce and reconnect. And when I was being invited by principal sir, I was thinking what would I say there? And then I decided I would reminisce. And that's what principal sir said in the morning, let's reminisce and reconnect. After 30 years, we are sitting here. I am meeting a lot of people, a lot of teachers. So I would reminisce about them. I would reminisce about my friends. And then, I would also say another thing which he said was on this reconnect thing, that how would we reconnect together? These are the only things we'll talk about. First of all, I would say thanks to Principal Sir and TPU Anil sir for considering me to be a guest of honor. It's a privilege to stand here and talk about your own reminiscences, I would say. I've been meeting Principal Sir and also TPU Sir, but other teachers with whom I have spent my 3 years. I had not met earlier. Today only I am meeting a lot of people. I don't think so that any of the batch mate would be there of my batch too, 1983 to 1986. That was the time when I spent. So 1983, 1986, I joined here as a diploma engineer, and class 10 passed out was. I was not plus 2. So first 2 semesters they are really tough for the people like us. Because there is mathematics, there is physics, and subjects become very tough for you people. Specifically plus 2 mathematics. So first I would like to remember Professor O.P. Anand sir. Second semester, he was our lecturer. And I remember the kind of scores which I got in the first two tests which I went through. One time I got 4 out of 15, and second time I got 2 out of 15. When I got 2 out of 15, that day the lecturer said, "Gentlemen, I would give the papers in a different manner today. Back to you." I don't forget that. Ever. So he said, whosoever is failed, he has to come on the front, and I'll put the paper on his head. And he has to carry it back. I can never forget that moment ever in my life. I was crying, tears were rolling, and I was carrying the paper on my head and I was going back to my seat. But that day I decided that I'll never allow this kind of moment to happen in my life ever. And in the semester final exams, I got 79 marks out of 100. I don't forget that, ever. So in his own way, Professor Upianan told us, or taught us, what is the value of hard work. I don't forget that. Now, another thing is, the moment you come and join as a mechanical engineer, one thing which every teacher keeps on telling you is, engineering drawing is the language of a mechanical engineer. A lot of people don't take it very seriously, especially a lot of mechanical engineers, they don't take it seriously. And I was fortunate. God sir is there, he's gone. Looks like he's gone. So God sir taught us for 4 years engineering drawing. And it was a wonderful experience. Although his own ways, but he made us to learn engineering drawing, and very hard. And I don't forget that. If whatever I am today, because I consider myself as a good engineering drawing drafter, I would say, to begin with. Because you plan and you draw as an engineer, then only you can make something to happen. So I don't forget that, ever. I remember the period 1985, I think it was, when we had a strike.
Yeah. Longest strike.
And it was the longest strike by the time in the history of the polytechnics. Principal R.K. Gupta used to be our principal. You can learn 2 things from the gentleman, always. Discipline and leadership. Very strong administrator during that time. He would run Polytechnic like a school. And the values which he inculcated in us during that time, we still don't forget. I remember when the first day the strike happened, all the boys were standing outside the college. And the gentleman walked into the center of the whole group of students and talking them and holding their hands and pushing them back inside the college. You need a courage to do that. It doesn't happen just like that. And believe me, what he taught us at that time, we have solved a lot of problems in our own industrial environment as of today also. What we saw, what we learned. And these are the teachers who have given us those kind of values and education and teaching, because of which whatever we are, we are. In mathematical terms of Upianan sir, we are the subset of whatever we learn. So we are a subset. of all those learnings which were taken from here. And I'm proud to be the part of this college. Because this is my only education. I did class 10 and I did diploma in mechanical engineering. And after that, I was free. Why? Because most of us have come from a very, very humble family backgrounds to diploma engineering colleges generally. Again, I would quote Mr. Opianan. He would say, gentlemen, you made the biggest mistake of your life because you have become the diploma engineers. You have no career. That's what he used to say. I don't know how many people would have heard that. But he used to repeat it quite often. But sir, you should be proud of us now. Because we have grown leaps and bounds in our life. And thanks to all the education which you people have given to us. Thanks a lot.
आप जैसे अलमनीज़ को देखकर बहुत प्राउड फील होता है और बहुत ही एक सुकून मिलता है कि एक सक्सेसफुल पर्सनालिटी जब अपने टीचर्स का थैंक्स करती है तो लगता है कि जो कुछ हम कर रहे हैं वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा समाज के लिए ज़रूरी है। मैं हमारे आज के आए हुए चीफ गेस्ट श्री एस गुप्ता जी को इनवाइट करूँगी कि वो भी 2 शब्द कहें।
I feel honored to be present here as a chief guest in this august house, comprising of Honorable Principal Sir Shri P. Soni, learned faculty. I'm not calling this senior faculty as the retired because I don't find they are tired. And the current faculty. My alumni colleagues, other invited guests, my friends from media, they too, in the same institution, this government polytechnic in Ambala, after 40 years from where I have passed out. I convey my sincere thanks to Principal Sir for the same, in spite of the fact what quality of mine has prompted to select me or nominate me as the chief guest, as a student, maybe the ex-student or the current students. They can't stand before the gurus. Gurus are gurus always. We do not have any place to stand before them. They have always something to guide us. One thing I just want to share with you people, that I never wanted to be an engineer, doctor or any professional. It's the faculty of polytechnic of my time, they made me like this. I never wanted to go beyond metric. I wanted to get clerk. Say, at that time, clerk was getting some 250 rupees per month. I wanted to save 150 rupees a month. After 12 months, it would have been 1,800 rupees. Buy land for 5 paisa or 10 paisa a yard. And within next 2 years, I wanted to open a school for the small, underprivileged children. But somehow my parents, my friends, my relatives or my gurus, they brought me to this level. Even in polytechnic, I was a very good student. I was not a good student at all. But whatever has been taught in this polytechnic, I can't repay that. I have seen 2 principals in Government Polytechnic Ambala. One of my time Shri D.K. Arya and the current Vardhi Shri P.K. Soni. Shri Arya, along with his team of learned faculty during my student life, who taught me many additional values other than the technical curriculum and knowledge, that is, to be a disciplined, honest manager, but with the embedded qualities, with thorough knowledge of a worker too. they taught me that any diploma holder is a technical site manager, the lowest technical personnel in the rung. If anything goes wrong, anywhere, he is only held responsible. How to come? If any worker fails or the contractor fails, he fails. So, he has to be a crisis manager to make a niche in the organization. A diploma holder has to be thoroughly technically strong, convincing team leader to deliver the project, whatever assigned to him. He has to have the skill to observe, analyze, decide, and execute, monitor, and report to the higher authorities. Teachers taught, whatever you do it wholeheartedly and bag an accomplishment on day-to-day basis. You can't rise in the life overnight. So you have to bag an accomplishment. Every day, whatever you do, you have done a good job, you have achieved that goal, and you have that thing in your bag. So be adaptive. Always we should ready to know and adopt the new things. Whatever the new things are coming, new technologies are being invented and made to practice, we should adopt those. He has to be a man with heart. To develop human relations with the team members. If any of the team member is in trouble, the leader should be the person to come to the rescue. That GPA team may be so strong enough to mold myself in a person what you are seeing me today. There is an unending list what this quality has gifted me, so I owe a lot to this institution. Just to cut short, I am switching over to the current scenario. After 40 years of my passing out, working in India and abroad with government and non-government entities under challenging circumstances in the field of construction of residential, non-residential buildings, heavy industrial complexes like railway workshops, setting up of concrete sleeper plants, heavy duty pressure plants, road projects, toll collection, maintenance of road, environment management laboratory, accreditation, investigation of complaints against big and mighty, highly placed people, booking them and got them punished as a vigilance officer. I was not